everybody, what's up? Welcome to today's video. I'm Brian K, and today we're going to talk about how you can improve your lead guitar playing for your blues and your rock and country solos, whatever kind of thing you're into, right? And make it sound, the phrasing sound better, because it's very easy as guitar players for when we play a guitar solo and we're kind of getting into this whole thing, we pick some scale information, right? We start rocking with it, but it sounds like we're playing scales, right? And that is not what we want to sound like when we're playing a guitar solo. We want to have some phrasing skills, right? We want to sound like we're taking a guitar solo and not that we're playing some kind of a scale exercise. Now, before we get into it, I would like to add, if you dig my content, right, and you like the videos that I'm putting out here, check the links in my description, okay? I have links to things that do help me, help support me to bring the content out here. Okay, with that said, what can we start doing, right, to start improving our phrasing for our guitar solos? Well, here's a really simple exercise that you can do right now and pull this in, right? Super easy. And you will get a payoff with this in a really short period of time if you just do this for like maybe 5 minutes every time you practice, okay? And it's a dotted eighth note, right? Where one note sounds a little bit longer than the other one, and what that does is it starts to kind of reprogram that default setting that we all seem to have in the beginning, for sure, where, when we practice scales, it's like really regimented, right? Everything's even sounding, which is cool if we're working on getting things even, right? But then, if that's all you know, everything you play using this information, which we're in the key of A today. It's key of A kind of day. And A major. And we don't want to sound like we're a scale running guy. We want to sound like somebody who's got something to say. Okay, so it's a simple thing to do that reprograms us in a good way, subconsciously kind of filters out that default setting of sounding like you're just running scales into phrasing skills. Okay, so it's a dotted eighth note, and one eighth note's gonna last a little bit longer than the other one. Technically, it's gonna last half its duration longer than the other eighth note will last, and it's every other eighth note. So I'll put on the old clicker, right? Good practice tool right here. If you don't have a metronome, it's good to use a metronome. You don't have to have one to practice, but I do recommend at least 10 minutes using one of these things every day. It's a good idea because it will help your time. But I have this thing set at 56 BPM. And if I was going to count eighth notes, my numbers are for the beat are on the clicks, but the eighth note is in the middle. And I just say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I'm counting an eighth note. And if I played straight eighth notes with like an A major pentatonic scale, right? We have this, which is cool if we're working on that nice, clean, crispy eighth note, right? Right? That's how you would do it, right? And so on. And each note is the same length and everything, eighth notes, right? But the dotted eighth note, well, it pulls us out of that default, sounds like you're running a scale setting when you use the information, into being able to put some spaces in there, right? Which is what we want when we play a guitar solo. We don't want to sound like we're running a scale, we want to say something. So check it out. If we do the dotted eighth note thing, one eighth note lasts a little longer than the other one, and it just keeps ping-ponging, right? Back and forth. And it sounds like this. Hear how there's a pause in there, right? So it gets you out of the default, running a scale, kind of boring thing. It's kind of boring, he's running a scale, yeah. There's some rhythm, right? Okay? So that's important rhythmic articulation, right? Put some articulation, some rhythmic articulation on the scales that you know, and start to do this for about 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes when you practice. Any scale is good, doesn't matter what kind of scale it is. It could be a minor pentatonic, major pentatonic scale. It could be, you know, a mode scale, Frisian or something, Lydian scale, whatever scale. Do this for about 5 minutes, and what you will find is that it's going to put a much more authoritative command on your lead guitar lines when you go to take a guitar solo, and it'll also help you if you're into writing your own songs and just using your melodic information in general. Okay, that's it for today. Okay, we'll catch you next time. Peace. Enjoy playing your guitar.